Hi guys, School here. I'm back with another train simulator. This time I thought I'd do this one on the West Coast mainline Trent Valley scenario. It's called Stock Move 1. It's a Class 66 DRS. And there's actually two in this one. There's a Stock Move 1 and a Stock Move 2. In the first one it says take a light engine to Stafford to collect some empty wagons bound for Rugby. Your loco is stabled at Rugeley Power Station. And then on Move 2 it says continue your run to Rugby with a train of empty mega freight wagons. We pick up the action outside Rugby, bound for the intermodal sidings. So I'm going to do this one in this video, and I'll do this one in a future video. So let's crack on with Stock Move 1. Good afternoon, this Class 66 has been stabled for the day here at Rugeley Power Station. Your task is to collect some empty wagons for transfer to Rugby. Please depart the siding and stop on the reversing marker on the Cannock line. Okay. First things first, let's get some headlights on. Like so. We don't need a light in here. The reverser on forward. ADBS cleared. Oh, nice controls. Alright, let's throttle up. Actually, let's brake off. Oh, it's one of those... oh, look, you see, you sort of set the needle where you want it, so we want it there. I quite like these brake pressure systems. They're a lot more controllable. You don't have to go in like increments of so many percent. You can just say, I want it at this pressure, and I like that. Okay, let's get moving. 15 miles per hour speed limit. Out of the sidings, what have we got to go to? Stop at Cannock Reverser. Go down, go via down Cannock. Okay. Looks like we're going to be turning around further down here. Let's get up to speed and have a look. Okay, let's throttle off a second. Where are we? Here. Okay, we're here, and we are going to the reverser. And then we've got... yeah, we are reversing at the reverser. Okay, so we'll have to change ends. Let's get up to 15. Direct rail services. Nice little loco. Scenery's not bad. Hopefully we'll see some other trains en route. There's a passenger train you can take on this scenario as well, so hopefully we'll see some of them. Okay, so Cannock Reverser is... there should be a join in the line just here, I think. Oh, I'm speeding! No! I'm speeding! No, I'm losing points! No! There we go. 26 points. That's not the best way to start, is it? I was too busy looking at scenery again. Okay, so here it is. This is the bit where we're going to turn around and go back that way, I assume. I guess anywhere here will do, right? Ah, we're going to have to come back down this bit, so we need to be down there. This line in the road, is that just the cable for that thing, or does that kind of signify the start of the reversing place, I wonder? We just passed the lights, so I guess that'll be it. I think we'll stop here. Set the brake. There we go. And then we want to change ends. And switch the lighting. Has the lighting already switched? That's weird. Okay. Please change ends and proceed towards Rugeley Valley, Trent Valley Station. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, that's kind of weird. Okay, we are going the right way. The light is on, but the guy has disappeared. That's what's throwing me. Look, he's here. Interesting. Okay, so that's what was confusing me. Wait a sec, we need to do 15 through here. Yeah, I was looking at I'd switched ends, the lights had switched automatically, but I was looking for that driver and he wasn't at the front, so looks like that doesn't change when you change ends. It's a fixed model. $15 through this bit. And then 30 here. That's good. What else have we got on here? Nice. The horn button. The all-important horn button. Does the window open? No, sadly not. Oh, there is some lighting up here. Instrumentation light works. You're now at Down Cannock Line. Please proceed into Rugeley Trent Station and stop at the platform. Okay, can do that. Most of these don't work. This one does. Headlight switch. Just the basics. That water there has got reflections on it, and yet, look at that. And yet there's loads of water I keep seeing that doesn't have reflections on it. Okay, let's throttle down. That'll do. Okay, Rugeley Platform 1 incoming. We're just about on the speed limit here. About to go to 40, but it's not worth it because we're about to go down to 30 and stop anyway, so we'll stick at this speed. We'll just coast in. Plenty of momentum on this loco. Okay, that is the platform, I believe. Let's start slowing down. There, that's it. That's the passenger train that you can drive. So that's good. We're actually seeing some of those as well. Okay, we've got a red signal here. I don't know why you're waiting on this platform, madam. This is most definitely not the train for you. Probably need to go over there. Look at that. That's so cool. We just came in at the same time. That's awesome. Nice. I've seen these trains in real life, and they really are like that. And they sound like that when the doors open as well. Very common commuter train, this one. Except we're going to be waiting for him, I guess. It's a busy line time today. Please wait for clearance. That's awesome. 2 trains coming in at the same time and leaving. That's brilliant timing. Well, there's not a lot we can do now. Just wait for him to go. The lights should clear. I think you missed your train, sir. Just saying, but I think you missed your train. This woman. Where's she gone? Hey? Why did it... Why is it putting the external view down here? Can you stick your head out the window? You get that view, which is facing the other way? That's broken. That is so broken. I think it definitely, like, the external view is going here. So I can't stick my head out the window because it thinks I'm down there. But I'm not. Stop looking at your watch. The train won't arrive any quicker. Blimey. There's actually a clock there, look. You don't need to. Just go and have a coffee and wait. Fucking... Is there enough stress in your life, do you think? You're gonna look at your watch every 20 seconds. I got rid of my watch years ago. When I started... Oh, here we go. Let's release that brake pressure. When I started working in London, like years ago, I used to have a watch and a mobile phone and all the rest of it, and I used to get a train into London. Come on. I used to get a train into London and then get the Victoria Line Underground and then get the Central Line Underground. And I was getting like a 6 AM train out of Coventry. Yeah, 6 AM. It was pretty brutal. Coming into, what was it coming into? Euston. Then getting the Victoria Line down to Oxford Circus. And then getting the Central Line west, out into West London where I had a job. And because of those interconnections, it was pretty tricky, particularly when you left work. Like, coming in wasn't so bad, but when you left work, you knew there was say, a fast train leaving Euston at 6:30 or whatever. So you try and time it as much so that you could leave... Uh-oh, I'm doing 30. Try and time it so that you could leave work and get that train. Of course, it's difficult because the tube trains are regular, but they're hard to predict. Now, when you get on the tube train and it all starts to go a bit slow, you tend to have this tendency to sort of look at your watch and think, you know, come on, like, and this is what happens to you. You start thinking, come on, let's go a bit quicker, and you find yourself looking at your watch more, and you start getting a bit more stressed. And then when you get on that final connection, you really are looking at your watch because you're thinking, if this tube train comes in, I'll be able to run up the platform, run up the stairs, run down the platform, get on my train. But if it slows down any more, I'm going to miss my train. I'm going to slow down here. So what happens is, you watch the time. You constantly clock watch, and you know, you get stressed. You get stressed doing it. There's no doubt about it. And I did this for a few months and just found myself, because I was leaving, you know, work, getting the train at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was only getting home at 9:30 at night. It was a very long day. I did that for 2 months. And then I moved down near London because I just thought, you know, I just can't do this. This is ridiculous. I was just tired. I was literally leaving for work and then coming home and going in bed. I thought, this is no life. We need to move. So that's the story of why I moved. But my point is, I'm getting to one. Start to slow down here. I think we might have a red light coming. I'm just looking for the red light. Let's cruise in a minute. After doing this for a couple of months, I decided I really messed that up then. I'm looking for the red lights, trying to think about what I'm going to say and trying to release the brakes, and I pressed the wrong way on the control and just totally messed that up. Come on, release. Have we got a particular ETA on this? Arrival 1526. 7 miles. Oh, we're on a red light anyway, so that's fine. I got lucky. Let me see the brakes. Let me see the brake pressure. Come on, brakes. You need to stop us, and you need to stop us right now. There we go. Scumbag brakes! Look at that. The lights just changed as I got to it. Does that happen to you in a car as well? You're approaching the traffic lights in the car, and they're on, you know, you're just about to get through them, and then they change. Or you stop, and then they go green, and you're like, oh, like, if I knew that you was, you know, 5 seconds away from changing, I would have just slowed down. Anyway. So, the point is, after a couple of months of my very stressful existence, and I found myself looking at my watch all of the time, I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to leave my watch in the drawer, in my bedroom. I'm just going to leave it in the drawer. I'm not going to bring it. I thought to myself, what's the worst that can happen? Whoa, frame rate. What's the worst that can happen, right? If this tube train that I have no control over is delayed, And I get off the platform at Euston and I can't get to my train. What's the worst case scenario? And the worst case scenario is I have to wait about 20 minutes, possibly 30, and get the next one. Or I could leave a little bit earlier for work and leave myself a bit better margin. Do you know what I mean? This is what I started to think to myself. I was aware of what I was doing. And I was fed up being stressed about it. So I left my watch in the drawer. And do you know what? The next 3-4 days was absolutely brutal. I just kept looking at my wrist and going, do, every time I looked at my wrist. I didn't bring it. And then after about a week, I stopped relying on it. And I didn't take my watch anymore. And I didn't look for my watch anymore. And I left work at a particular time and I just thought, I ain't even going to look at the clocks on the way. This is where I got to. I didn't even look at the clocks. I looked at the clock when I stepped off the tube train at Euston Station. I looked at the time, and if it was, 17:55 and my train was at 1800, I'd be like, yeah, I can make that. And then I'd start sort of briskly walking up the stairs. Or if it was 17:58 and it was 1800, I'd probably run up the stairs thinking I can probably get this. But if I got off the platform and it was 1800, I just went, okay, I didn't win that one. Let's just casually walk up and then look at the board and we'll get the next one. And that's what I did. And do you know what? I haven't worn a watch since. And we're talking pretty not far off half of my life now. I've not worn a watch since then, which is pretty cool because now you're looking at things like the Apple iWatch, yeah? Where they're basically trying to put something on your wrist that gives you the time and lets you look at text messages and you know what? I'm not going to buy one. And you know why I'm not going to buy one? Because I'm happy having something in my pocket. I have to physically get it out of my pocket to check my messages or to check what time it is. Because I actually find technology is becoming more and more and more intrusive. Like, people are getting less done at work because they've got so many things popping up. Like, every time somebody sends them an email, it pops up. And they're like, oh, let me react to that. And they're in the middle of doing something. They should be focusing on that. But instead, no, this shiny thing just pops up in the face. And they're like, I need to deal with that. No, you don't. Turn your email off, yeah? And just turn it on 3-4 times a day. And check your emails. Just process your emails 3-4 times a day. Turn it off. And then get on with something else. But when you've got something strapped to your wrist, you can't do that anymore. Because every time this thing vibrates, you're gonna touch it, or you're gonna bring it up, and it's gonna light up, and it's gonna go, you got a message, or here's a reminder, or here's something else. It's like there's this nagging thing. Let me check my brake pressure. I need the light back on in here. I can't see where the next signal is. Now, this is just the way that I choose to do things, and of course everybody is different. And some people like having this thing on their wrist that keeps them informed, they'll say. Lets me know if there's something important I'm going to miss. Totally see that. I totally get that. It all comes down to, how busy you are, how many appointments you have, how many people you know. A lot of this can have a big bearing. Because you can get information overload, you can get alert overload, message overload. And it makes you ineffective. It stops you from doing things. And I myself, because I do have a lot of stuff going on, I choose to turn it off. And I wouldn't have an iWatch or any other, not even an Android. I'm not even talking about the whole iOS versus Android. I'm not even going to get into that. Because I like both. I'm just talking about having a device strapped to your wrist that just keeps on alerting and messaging you, or induces you to look at what the time is, or has something else happened in my life? Have I got the right heart right now? Have I walked enough steps today? Just this constant barrage of nagging. I'm quite happy to have it in my pocket and just take it out and check it now and again, or if I've got nothing else to do, I'll take it out and I'll do some stuff, check my emails. But when I'm trying to get on with things, I don't have this thing just in my face trying to annoy me. Am I stopping here? No, go via... Just wondering why there's a thing on the floor that's orange. It's kind of worrying me. Let's get up to speed. Okay, I can't get up to full speed because we keep getting these yellow signals. I think the passenger train is up ahead of us. So we're kind of getting forced into this scenario where if we go too quickly, then we're going to be stopping all the time. So we've got 2 yellow lights. I'm trying to chase it. If my average speed can kind of match his starting and stopping, then we'll be good. We can just kind of cruise here. At the moment, I think I'm going a little bit too quick. Look at the frame rate just tank for no reason. It's like when it loads the next sector of the map. OMSI does this as well. OMSI's based on tiles, and you can set how many tiles you want it to have, but that translates to how much you want it to load into memory, basically. You can even have it load the whole map before it starts, but it takes ages to load the map. But the advantage then is that you don't get that kind of weird frame rate drop every time you cross a tile sector, and it then loads in the next tile. Now, more sophisticated games, such as, for example, Battlefield, which uses the Frostbite engine. The Frostbite engine is what's called a streaming engine. So instead of it loading in like tiles at a time, it will background stream. It knows which direction you're kind of heading, and it'll start to stream information further, just outside of visible range, if you like. It starts to stream that into memory and get everything loaded up and get the textures loaded up. How many? We've got 2 yellow. We're good. I'm happy to cruise with 2 yellow. But obviously that takes quite a lot of very sophisticated coding, so much simpler engines tend to break the map into tiles and then load tiles at a time. The downside is, as you can see, the frame rate just takes a hit. This one does it slightly better than OMSI. OMSI is pretty bad for that. But then again, you know, OMSI was just a couple of guys. At least there's a bit of a team working on this, but... yeah, I digress. Nice water there. So Train Simulator 2016 is actually out soon, as you're watching this. It's actually out in about a week's time, I think. I assume, and I think it's a free upgrade, I think. I haven't actually checked, but I think it's a free upgrade. But I think it's also the last free upgrade, because I think next year is when they change it to the Unreal Engine. Could be totally wrong about this. I could be getting my facts straight and facts wrong, in which case please do correct me in the comments and let me know. Because I've not kept my ear to the ground on that one. Okay, I'm going to just back off the throttle. I just noticed an incoming 50 speed limit. Go via this sidings and couple up. Okay. We've got some sidings down there with a 15 speed limit coming, I can see. So we've got to go down to 50, which we're good for. Then we've got to hit 30. Then we're probably better just cruising at 30 through the platform, down to 15, into the sidings to collect. I think it's empty things we're picking up, if I remember. Okay, let's get the speed under control. Oh my life, the frame rate. Like, I'm getting golden 60 FPS, and then we'll just get these horrible frame rate drops. Now, the Unreal Engine, when they move to it, the Unreal Engine is a spectacularly good engine, so I don't think we'll have that frame rate issue. Unreal is actually one of the engines that has always been known for the amazing draw distances. So I think that'll be goodbye to those problems. Hit 30 a little bit early, but I think I'd rather do that than completely mess it up. Let's just keep my eye on the signals here. Stafford platform 5. Okay, we've got a double yellow coming. Now, I assume that the passenger train has been to Stafford and left. And he's now beyond Stafford, which is fine, because we're going to branch off in a different direction anyway, so... in theory, we should be absolutely fine. There sure is a lot of stuff here. Look at all the overheads. There's a lot of detailed objects. This is probably what it was lagging when it was pulling all this stuff in. Having said that, my machine, I've got like 32 gigabytes of RAM. In theory, we could load most of that into memory. Right, let's start slowing down now. Because we are about to branch off. Release the brakes a touch. Down to 16. Let's let the speed fall down. Okay, that's good. Passenger train. It's actually quite a busy line, this. It's really good to see. I love it when you get a busy line and there's actually trains on it. So it kind of makes you feel like that you are living in this world of other scheduled routes that are going by all the time. Which is exactly how it is in real life. And I like that. Okay, here we go. Into the siding. Go via that siding, fine. Carefully proceeding, coupled to the train of empty mega freight wagons in siding 1, okay. Okay, I am going to assume that this thing has been set up. Now, speed is the key here. Let's get that speed down to like 10. We'll try and cruise in at 5 and touch it at about 3 if possible. Okay. We need to be at least under 5. Down to 4. 3. I think we can probably cruise in with that. Two miles an hour. That's a nice speed. Nice. Bring the connection in. Well done. Now change ends and take the train back to Stafford station. The wagons are bound for Rugby. Yay. Okay. So change ends like that. Hopefully the lights have stayed on. They have indeed. Let's get back in the cab. Reverser is on the right way. Release the brakes. Now I've got a bit of weight on this time. Go via Stafford platform 4. Yeah, okay. Don't accelerate too quickly. Let all the links between the various carriages take the strain, although we're not really loaded, so there's not, it's not too bad, but gentle on the pickup. That was pretty successful. It's a guy's guy there, look. Is he just like having a cigarette, or what is he doing? What are you doing, mate? That's a bit dodgy, that is. I'm honestly not sure what he's doing. It looks a bit suspicious, though. $12 miles an hour. Let's get a little bit of power on. Can pick it up to 25 shortly, looking at the thing at the bottom there. So far, so good. I wonder if we're going to be chasing a passenger train back the other way. So we came through on platform 5, didn't we? Which is, I think, this one here. And now we're going back through on platform 4. Which is interesting, because that would mean that was 3, then 2, and then 1 doesn't really exist. 1, 2... It's actually got... Look at that, it's got lines that... What's the word? Watch your speed through the station. We will run south via the up slow line. Okay. When it says watch my speed, I'm only doing 15. Let's pick it up to like 30 or something. I can see a limit coming up. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is for. It's labelled 3. Oh, there's... No, that's 5. 5, 4, 3, 2. So where's platform 1 gone? Maybe they used to have a platform 1. I can actually stick my head out the window now, if I wanted to. Which is good. Let's back off there. We'll just cruise through at 28 now. One of those passenger trains is in the sidings, look. I think maybe it's broken. Or it's waiting for rush hour. It's interesting because on the line that where I live locally is like the Ipswich to London line, and you can see it like after rush hour in the morning. You'll see these 12-car trains just leave London and head out towards Ipswich, and then throughout the day they'll generally run 4 or even sometimes an 8-car. But then they'll basically run the 12s. They only run the 12s at peak times, like at rush hours and stuff. But you can see them almost moving the trains around so that they can, you know, if they've had to have a 12-car come in to London on the rush hour in the morning, then what they'll do is they'll split that after rush hour and use like a 4 and an 8 or even 3 4s to do the smaller shuttle routes, because then they need to have the stopping services to move passengers around. Like, because during the day, most people are going in and out of London are either tourists or just people day visiting London, that kind of thing. All the people going to work just, you know, they literally just do it at rush hour. And they need to have these massive trains at that point. But then afterwards, they need to logistically move all of the locos and the carriages around the track to make sure they're set up for the next rush hour. Like, you can see it happening if you sort of look around and pay a bit of attention. It's quite cool. Let me get up to speed here. We can do 75 at this point, barring any lights saying that we can't. Hopefully we'll pass that line, there we go, before the speed limit. And we've got a 50 limit ahead, so we're probably better just backing off at this point. Because there's so much weight here, it kind of doesn't... To me, it doesn't feel worth accelerating all the way up to 70 and then hitting the brakes and bringing it back to 50 when it's literally a mile away. I think I'd rather just cruise, assuming we'll hit the timetable. Go via College South up, and then go via platform 1, and then stop at the town platform 1. Okay, we can do that. No problemo. College South up slow. Almost doing 50. Oh. Yellow signal. Let's cruise at 50 and see what happens. It might just clear down. Look at that. Massive cargo train coming the other way. I wonder if that's going to be us later in part 2. Like, pick up all the extra carriages, maybe load up some stuff, come back the other way. That would seem like that's what's going to happen. You're basically ferrying cargo one way and then taking back the empty consist the other way. Right, I'm about to enter that 50 limit now. There's the lane change. Nice scenery. It could be better. It's lacking all the shadowing and stuff. All the trees and things haven't got any shadowing. That's why it looks flat. Okay, we could in theory speed up. I'm gonna speed up, but I'm kind of worried about it, to be fair. I've got a feeling that we might have a passenger train in front of us, but if we don't speed up, we might have another one behind us catching us up, so it's a difficult call. Let's bring it up to track speed or near to. There's a problem with these freight trains when they're sort of running in the day with all the passenger trains that are really fast. Like they go at 90 and then they accelerate and stop quite quickly as well. And if these are trying to share the same line, they really do get in the way. We'll see. It's a green so far. "100% power. Engage warp drive." This is a fairly quick freight train, and there's the yellow. Let's back off. It's a double yellow. Wow, 2 AWS. 50 on the sideline, but I don't know if we're changing track or not. There's that really bad tunnel lighting right now. I think the Unreal Engine should sort that out. It won't stand for any of that nonsense. If the next signal... Actually, I'm going to back off the throttle a little bit. I can see a 50 coming anyway. We'll just try and gently brake down. Oh, the frames! Yeah, we've got a single yellow. So I am going to need to... prepare to stop. What's that? 90. Okay, just leave it there and then let's see what the next signal has. Got a nice scenery here, though. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Even if the frame's just totally smashed. We've got a yellow signal ahead. Did you see that? Oh, I only just caught that! Wow. If I'd have come back in that carriage any later, I reckon we'd have had a full-on emergency brake right there. Alright, we've got a 50 limit, but we're still under a single yellow, so I need to be very careful here. Looks like we've got a track merge going on. I think we're doing the right kind of speed. But yeah, if I see that red, I'm going to have to hit the brakes. I think if we're only doing 37, I reckon we can stop this. If this thing was fully loaded with weight, I think we'd need to be going a bit slower. It looks like we've got a green. Yeah, we've got 4 greens. Let's do it. are we going here? College South up slow. Why does it say 65 on the track and it says 75 on my display? Which one matters? Is that yellow coming? I think it might be. And a 30. Inbound. Doing a lot of line changing on this route. Okay, double yellow, that's fine. We're not going to direct to Rugby. Additional wagons will be added up Westwood Heath. Prepared to be diverted off. Yeah, fine. Okay. Okay, we need to prepare to slow down. We're about to change line and be diverted somewhere. Let's move that display so we can see. Look at the cooling towers in the distance. Obviously a power station here. Yeah, we're changing track by the look of it, look. We're going to 30. Alright, let's start decelerating. So I think we're going to get on this line. These two go the other way, these two go this way. Possibly a bit early on that. Actually, it's not so bad. Whoa, we've got a red signal. Why have we got a red signal? No, what the heck? Why did he just trip the emergency brake? Why did that just happen? I didn't pass the red? That's so weird. I have no idea why that just tripped the emergency brake. I was gonna stop in plenty of time. Maybe you're not allowed to pass over the ADBS thing? I thought you had to stop before the, Okay. Alright, well that's probably gonna make us a bit late. Maybe, I was thinking we could stop here, but I think I wasn't allowed to pass the ADBS marker on the ground when it's on red. I think that must be the trip point. Once you pass that, it just hits the emergency. Oh well. Okay, so that's annoying, but what can we do? I'm sure in the past it's happened and I've been able to go up to the red light itself. Okay, looks like we're a bit late here. That's going to lose us some points, and I think the lateness here might lose us plenty more, so... Wow, look at the lane changing. It's like Total Control Racing. Does anybody remember that? TCR. Do you remember Scale X-Trick? You must remember Scale X-Trick. I mean, obviously I'm talking about the days when kids used to actually play with toys rather than just sit on the computer and the Xbox and stuff, but... Back in the day, when people used to play with Hornby train sets and Scale X-Trick, there was a thing called TCR, Total Control Racing. And it was like Scale X-Trick, except it had one additional feature. You could press a button on the controller and the car would change track to the next track next to it, so you could overtake and stuff. Sit along the Cannock line towards Rugeley Town Station where you must stop at the platform, okay. Scale X-Trick was faster and more popular. TCR, the cars were smaller, but it was cheaper and you could change lane, which was like the actual selling point. The Scale X-Trick had like 2 metal strips down the middle of each track, and that's where the car sat on to get its power. TCR actually had 3 three thin metal lines, and 2 of them were for the power, and 1 of them was for the control signal to say change lane. But yeah, I remember I used to clean my clean the track metal with a 2p coin, 2p coin. Used to get my little copper coin out and just, whoa, slow down, Paul, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. To get my 2p coin out and like rub the track to clean it, clean the contacts. Ah yes, back in the days. Then just smash the car to pieces and then try and reassemble it with all the tiny, tiny bits of plastic and engine motors and metal and all good fun. Right, Rugeley Town platform, here we go. I expect this is just a small platform, given that the main one was back there. Up mechanic reverse, okay. So there's another reversing point right here. Very, very similar to the other one. It looks like there's a... Is that a footbridge maybe? I reckon the platform's like right on that footbridge. That would make sense. What time we were meant to be here? 15:45. So we're like a minute late or something. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, we're going to lose. We'll probably get penalised for it. Okay, I think anywhere here should do it. Hello! We're just stopping here. You can't get on this train, sir. There we go. Very nice. 15:46. That guy's looking at his watch. You see, you should listen to my tips. Quite a nice little station, this. Well done. We joined the train in part 2. How did we do? Oh, silver! We'll take it. Yay! Silver. Didn't get the gold, probably because of that emergency. Time limit 183. Actually, where is the... What happened to the emergency thing? How come we didn't get penalised for that? That's weird. That's not bad, actually. Silver. Wasn't that far off gold. 820 is pretty good. Okay, so that was Stock Move 1. That's the first one. Stock Move 2 I shall do next. Not now, in the next video. When hopefully continue run to Rugby with a train emptying Magafret wagons of empty wagons. Pick up the action outside Rugby bound for intermodal sidings. Oh, it is going to be empty, but I think it's going to have more in it. But yeah. That was part 1. I hope you enjoyed that. Take care, guys, and happy training.